I got the panoramic roof and all material things. I guess that's why it's hard for them to really see my pain. When I say I love you versus when you tell me you don't feel the same. I guess I kinda get it cause you never dealt with a nigga with.
Hey, what's going on? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
Industries.
Get it? Big Industry's Most Wanted.
Wanted.
Big Tampa, big industries, you did.
Big facts. Hey, we had a big event last night. It was really dope. This guy sitting here next to me definitely came out, did your thing. I even seen Drea back there. She was all turned up, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being there. Give me some love, being a part of the event. You gotta don't leave me hanging. Boom. Give us that official introduction.
My name is Fredoneek. I'm out of Conyers, Georgia. I started making music about 2 years ago. My boy Ali. When I came in, I really ain't had no like direction of where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
You know? So like being that, you know, like me and Ali, like we kind of built the relationship off of it. So it was like I was able to like be comfortable in that you know like environment.
Absolutely.
So it helped me like build the sound that I wanted because I didn't just have it, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
in. So
Absolutely. And you still may along the way change it up or switch it up a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, this business definitely can be overwhelming. I've been in it for about 12 years now, and I still get intimidated with certain stuff sometimes because this business changes so much.
so much.
Fortunately, I built some great relationships. You know, I got the OG in my corner, so he really has took me under his wing over the last 12 years since day one and has helped me out a lot. So that's good that you got people that, you know, you're rocking with, helping you get your sound right. You born and raised in Conyers?
Yep.
Shout out to Conyers. I spent a lot of time working out there. Like I said, the studio I was working at before here is based in Conyers. So I know that drive, boy, be a little grip. But
Yeah, my whole family in Conyers. Everybody out there.
right. That's why I ended up getting this space just because I'm in Lawrenceville. So I'm like, I needed something a little bit closer to the crib. But take us back, man. What was it like growing up out there?
I loved it. So like for me, it was like everywhere I went, it was like home because I had family all sides of Conyers, Covington. So like really for me, it was like the pretty much like the like home. Like everywhere was home. Like I grew up kind of like when kids were still going outside. So it was like you know everybody in the neighborhood, and then like back then it was like Conyers was still where most of the people knew each other.
Right.
So it was like you couldn't do like I couldn't go over to this side of town and do something and my mama not hear about it.
She
like,
gonna hear
like,
about it.
Yeah, cause
You had to leave Conyers to act up.
Yeah, exactly. When I got older, I would be able to go to like Decatur and all that and act crazy. But back at home, nah, it was just you know it was fun. Like kids were still going outside.
Yeah,
we was doing, and that's kind of like I feel like you know like with like our generation, like if you grew up in this city and like your folks grew up in this city, it's kind of like it's different for you.
No, it absolutely is. You know, and each generation gets different now. Like kids that are the youngins, they all want to be on social media all the time. They always on their phones, their iPads. Like a lot of them don't even want to go outside.
I know it.
Wait, hey, my parents didn't play that. Like me and my sister had to get outside until like the street lights came on.
Yeah, you had to go outside.
You know, and obviously it was a lot safer then too. You know, things are crazy as well now. But I like Conyers. Conyers it's kind of small, and that's what I like about it. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely grown a lot out there. You know what I'm saying?
Cause like now, like a lot of people that like came to Conyers, like maybe when I was like a teenager,
right?
They don't even know like the movie theater where it's at now. It didn't used to be there.
It didn't be.
I still have memories of where the movie theater used to be at.
Right. So you know like, the real deal, Conyers.
Yeah, like way before everybody started coming. Like it's just crazy. Like, but I love it though. That's why I always claim it.
Of course, absolutely. Me too. You know, I'm from Tampa. I ain't never gonna let that go, even though I love Atlanta. Like I'm always represent where I'm from.
But Tampa lit though.
Tampa is lit. You know what I'm saying? I do miss it. I miss, you know, the water.
Yeah.
I miss going to the beach and just, you know, the nightlife out there was really nice. The casino was dope. I'm
definitely been to that casino.
We used to leave the club and we like, we ain't done yet. We go to the casino because that's open 24 hours a day. And we go over,
what is it, the Hard Knock?
The Hard Rock.
Hard Rock.
Yeah, so we go over there and finish drinking and turn up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, those were the good old days. Before music, I know you said it's fairly new for you in the last couple of years. Before that, did you have a passion to do something different?
Not really. honestly, I always wanted to make music. I just was never in the. I never really had the space or the people that I knew that was doing it.
Understood.
To actually get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Into that. So like I was in the military, and like I had made one song before I started like for real rapping, and I was in the military, and I used to tell my friends like, yeah, I got a song. Like, you know, everybody got that one song.
Like, what you got?
So then I played it, and they be like, oh, this is nice, bro. I didn't know you was able to do something like that. And I just had a verse on it, you know? So then it's like, man, when I get back home, I'm gonna really try to get into it. So then that's kind of how it went.
But that's good though. You and I had a great conversation before we started. You know, we got to know each other a little bit. How long were you in the military?
I did 4 years.
Okay.
I went from 2016 to 2020.
What branch?
In the Army.
You was in the Army. Okay. Yeah. Where were you stationed at? I know a couple different places. Talk to us about that.
I did my basic training in Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Yep.
And then I went to Fort Lee in Virginia.
Okay.
Yeah, that was turned. And then I went to Fort Bragg in North Carolina. So I was pretty much on the East Coast.
On the East Coast, yeah.
So it was like, it was good for me because I ain't have to go like too far.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I know a lot of veterans, they didn't travel at all. And then I know some others that were in like 10 different countries. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah, I deployed. I went to Kuwait.
What was that experience like for you?
It wasn't, like Kuwait not really like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing really like popping off like that over there. It's more of like, we here, and if we need to go somewhere else, we can.
Was it a culture shock though?
Definitely, because like people think that over there it's like just, you know, like, because you're in America, so you kind of privileged.
Absolutely.
But when you go over there, like, they malls look better than our malls. But it's just, they still have that, like, they didn't industrialize everything.
Right, understood.
They have, like, their city is industrialized, but then they still practice, like, their traditions. Like when I first got over there, like, when we drove to the base at night, they still had all their tents out. This was when I first got there.
Oh, wow.
So then when I was able to go back to the city, it was like, maybe like a couple months later, I was able to go back to the city, and like they was back to living.
Yeah.
But you know, they still got to do their cultural
Absolutely.
stuff.
And I think, you know, doing stuff like that is dope because it really does open your eyes to other cultures.
Exactly.
Stuff that we may think is weird is normal to them and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? But being out there, you know, visiting different areas, you know, definitely opens you up to different cultures. Now, spending 4 years in the military, how did that help you to where you at right now?
Ooh.
Discipline?
Yeah, I would say that because like you learn a lot, and you learn how to deal with people.
Yeah.
They think about it. They bring you from where you from to a place where you don't know nobody.
Right.
So you gotta learn how to deal with people. You gotta learn how to take stuff, and you gotta learn how to be able to maneuver.
Absolutely.
So like I kind of learned a lot of that, and then it's just like, you know, being on your own, because that's the first time I was like on my own, like, you know, so like it kind of teaches you like the maturity level of that too. It's so like it's like a quick grow up, but it's also like being in college,
right?
So it's like you gotta be able to maintain, like.
But it's a lot of hard work.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Early mornings, late nights,
right?
24-hour duties, like.
Get beat up a little bit, you know, like we was talking about. You come out, your back be hurting. This, that, and the third. So I think it's a good thing, but you know, there's also some consequences that come along with it as well.
Yeah,
but definitely salute you. You know what I'm saying?
I
to me, it takes a really strong mind to have done that.
Yeah, I don't know how.
It's not for everybody.
I don't know how I made it sometimes, because it would just be like, especially when I was deployed, like it's just because like when you deploy, even if you're not dealing with like the actual like combat part of, you know, being on the deployment, you still got stuff from back home.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying?
You're always working.
Yeah,
and then you know you don't get to see your family and friends.
Exactly.
You know, my son was in the military. I didn't get. It was a lot. Like shoot, I went 2 years without seeing him because he was in South Africa, and then he was, you know, in Colorado. Like he was in other places that I couldn't just go see him readily. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the hard part. You're away from your family and friends for sure.
Yep, that's harder, especially when you you can't just pick up the flight and go. You know,
absolutely.
Like, that's what really like you just like I want to go.
Right? Can't. Nah, for real. So now that you know you're home, music is like that main focus for you. It's an outlet. Yeah, let's talk about that, because you know everybody has their reason why music works for them.
Right.
What is that reason for you?
So like for me, I made music about like, you know, like women, like loving women, like wanting to care for women.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, cause you know, you got all kind of rappers, you know, you got your trap rappers, you got all that. But like, I feel like with the way that the world is going, like the younger generation, they focus more on like the drill, like
I trust me. I know I'm an OG, and I'd be like, dang, can y'all like, because I came from that era of like '90s R&B, that love music. That's
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying. So it's always refreshing to hear an artist in today's generation doing that. Not to knock the trap rappers, I love that too.
I still listen to it.
I listen to it too. Don't get it twisted.
Sure.
But like when you performed last night, it was refreshing because it was just something different, and I could tell that it's more catered towards the ladies as well. Like I told you, the DJ Baby Dre was up there turning up. She don't do that very often.
So that's why I was like, as long as I can, what I'm saying, preach a positive message, what I'm saying, still reach, still reach the audience, and still have people like, okay, I could bounce with this. It might not even be your favorite genre, but you can feel it.
Absolutely.
And that's all that matters,
Right. I think the type of music that you do is going to resonate with everybody. Men, women, young, old, different nationalities, because it's marketable type music. It's all around good music, which is good because now you can market it to a bigger audience.
Exactly.
It's not just to a certain, like you're not tied in if you're making trap music. Not everybody's going to resonate with that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But you look at guys like Chris Brown and Usher, we'll just use them as an example, who's been doing this a long time.
Yep.
And they still are putting music out and everybody loves it.
And then they can still switch over. Like Chris Brown done got on some strictly
Yeah.
hip hop songs.
No, for real. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So let's talk about your creative process.
Okay.
When you're putting your music together, where do you have to be mentally? Like when you're writing your music, before you actually get in the studio and record, do you write?
No, I don't write at all.
So you just get in the studio and go.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd be like,
you freestyle everything.
yeah,
That's
pretty
dope.
much. I'd be like, let's hear some beats, and then it's like, I'll pick a beat that cause I kind of like high melodies and like high stuff.
Yeah.
So, whichever one I go with, but like it would be like one I might like, but I always tell Ali like I gotta hear another one just because like I don't want to just it's like I gotta hear another one. I might go back to that one.
Right,
but,
understood.
So then it's like once I find that, I just go in there, and then like I pretty much just like off the rip I gotta think of like the first line I want to go with.
Yeah.
And then I say that first line, hear it, and then figure out what direction I want to go in after that, and then just go.
That's dope. I know a lot of artists who actually that's their type of process. They don't write anything. And I'm not knocking writing because, that works for some people. But I think that the most organic vibe comes out when you just get in there and go. Because when you write stuff, whatever you're feeling at that moment, by the time you get to the studio and then you try to actually record it, your vibe is different.
Exactly. That's why I feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I get more energy. Like if I'm thinking of something in my head and then I say it and then I'll be like, let me hear that, and it goes perfectly with like it just makes me want to like
for
okay,
real.
yeah, let's keep going. Like so, like, I be more in tune with it when I'm doing it like that.
Do you typically come up with like the hook first and build around it, or is it just however you're feeling that day?
It really depends on the beat.
Yeah. Okay.
Cause like some of my songs, like I got a song called Thug Love, and as soon as I heard that, I made the chorus.
Got you.
And then I made like the verse, and then like I just brought the chorus back.
When it comes to naming your songs, do you try to come up with some catchy names, or do you typically keep it in line with what the song is about?
I typically keep it in line.
Yeah.
But like sometimes if I wanna like if the message is like very broad, then
Yeah.
I'll try to like we'll come up with something like that.
Right. Because stuff like that is what a lot of times will just off of the title will catch someone's attention. Like you said, you got something called Thug Love.
Yeah.
People are gonna be like, let me hear what he's talking about in that record, because it's a catchy name.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Have you put any full projects out?
Yeah, I got 2 of them out. I got Ladies Man, which is my latest one, and then I got Pain and Joy, which is my first one.
Okay, so let's take it back to the first one.
Okay.
You said Pain and Joy. How many songs are on that project?
About I want to say 10 or 12.
Okay, so it's in the 30-ish minute range. That's good. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
I don't like 25 songs on a project.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Y'all killing yourself.
Because I could just drop another tape. Like
Right.
like,
That slick could be 3 projects right there.
Now you got a catalog.
Nah, for real.
So.
So the first project, what did that one mean to you? It's your first body of work that you put out.
So that was more of me like just expression, like built up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things. Like I talked about a lot of stuff on there, like just stuff that I was going through with love, like from past relationships, just to like it was. And then it was like I have some songs on there where it was like I was finding the like the flow and the sound that I got now.
Of
so
course,
it's kinda
yeah.
like, you get a little bit of pain and then you get a little bit of joy that come with it.
Right. Absolutely. So fast forward, what's the title of the second one?
Ladies Man,
So ladies man, he's a ladies man.
for sure.
If we listen to the first one and fast forward and listen to ladies man, what are we going to hear different?
It's a big difference. Like people tell me now, like my partner, he was like, man, like from your first tape to this one, it's like you could tell you've been working. Like you could tell you done put in a whole
You
lot of
enhanced
work.
your sound.
Exactly. Like I still had some songs about women on my first one, but like actually mastering a flow or like, you know what I'm saying, perfecting a sound.
Yeah.
Like on this second one, it was more like easier. I feel like the first one was like, it wasn't like a raw cut, because like I still did it, but I was still learning, and I'm still learning now.
Of
but
course,
it's like
and you
I'm at a
will
different
continue to learn.
Exactly.
This business is always changing. Like I shared with you earlier, I've been in it for 12 years, and I'm still learning. There's still so much that I don't know that I need to know. I know all the basics, and I know a little above that too, but when you get down deep into a lot of this music business, there's still stuff that I need to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Every day. That's why like when I reach out to people like you and Bigger,
Yeah.
and other people that really show love in the industry, it's like, okay, what can I learn? Not just what can I take and what can I give, because like we can work and we can,
Absolutely.
we can help each other out, but like I like to see how y'all moving, what y'all doing to get, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to learn too at the end
Absolutely.
of the day.
And I mean, and it's also too about, being around people that's going to put you on game.
Right.
I learned so much. A lot of my wisdom about this business came from Bigger, and then I like to pass that on to other people.
Yep.
Knowledge is power.
Right.
And it's not meant for you to hold on to it. Share it. You know what I'm saying? Help somebody. If we can help somebody else level up, then that's what it's about. And that's what I love about working with Bigger so much, because like he said last night, it's not even about the money. Like we could have easily had 60 artists on stage last night.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Hell no. Like I ain't doing all that. It's not about the coin. It's about just putting a good event on and getting everybody up out of there at a decent time.
Right. Because I'm not gonna lie, when we first started, it like the first at least 15 went by in 30 we was moving for real,
we be going back to back, because I like to be done honestly before midnight. I don't like to be out that late. I'm too tired.
Yeah, then you gotta drive all the way down home.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like it's to be a little minute in the traffic. It's so crazy because I left there last night around midnight and traffic was heavy. I said, what are all these people doing out?
I don't know what it is lately, but it's like,
it's so weird, right?
I got on 285 and they had that, they had it blocked off, and I'm like, what we doing? We just slow riding, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, Atlanta's crazy. Atlanta's like bipolar when it comes to the weather and when it comes to the traffic. It's both of them are super unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been coming to Atlanta for a long time. I was coming out here in the 90s because I got to experience the real Fredoneek.
Ooh, that's the time period.
Bro, oh God, I got some good memories from that. But it was all love though. Like there was no craziness. We were in the streets just turning up, having a good time. Never did I experience anybody pulling guns out. Like you can't do that stuff now.
Yeah, we can't do that now.
No, it is. And I was like, man, I'm so glad that I got to experience that in my life. But back then coming here in the 90s, I was like, I fell in love with the city and the culture. I said, I'm going to live there one day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and boom, it's been a blessing ever since.
Yep. I wish, that's one thing I ain't gonna lie. I wish, it's like, yeah, I was born in the 90s, but I got to experience none of that. I was too young. You know?
Right.
Yeah. By the time I came around, it was so many different rules that we got now. We can't even do half. And for people that just enjoy fun and want to have fun, it's like, we can't really just do, you know what I'm saying? We can't really do too much.
Absolutely. So you have to live through other people's ventures and that. Have you watched the documentary called The Art of Organized Noise?
I never seen that.
So check that out when you can. Rico Wade, who is the founder of the Dungeon Family.
Yeah, I know Rico Wade.
Yeah. Shout out to Rico Wade. He was one of my first interviews when I moved here. It was so legendary. But he has a documentary called The Art of Organized Noise with Sleepy Brown and, everybody basic. I don't know if it's on any of the platforms currently, but it was on, I want to say Netflix or one of them. You might even be able to find it on YouTube.
Yep.
But it just breaks down a lot of that culture of when hip hop really started becoming super relevant in Atlanta.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you from somewhere or you're moving there, you want to know about the history of what it is that you're doing.
Exactly.
So see if you can find that and check it out.
I will.
The
Definitely.
Art of Organized Noise.
Okay, perfect. Because I definitely like going back and looking at stuff. Like when before I started making music, I used to go back and because when I really started listening to like underground music,
Yeah.
Future was still underground.
Right.
So like that's when I really understood the difference between what I'm hearing on the radio and like underground.
Absolutely. And it gives you a bigger appreciation for a lot of the people that are out here, because people, they be calling them like industry plants because they all said, but really, if you don't know the backstory, they've been hustling for years, a lot of them.
I'm trying to tell you.
You know what I'm saying? Because,
Yep.
of course, Future came up under the Dungeon family. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of people don't know the backstory, a lot of these artists and how they really came up, how hard they were working.
Yep.
I remember going to an event, like a showcase, and the Migos were there performing. And this is before anybody really knew who they was.
Yeah.
They was rough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They've come a long way.
Right.
But they didn't just blow up overnight. They was out here doing the showcases too.
Yep. I seen what they was talking about in one of their last videos. They was like they had a DJ and they used to pay the DJ to spin their song.
Absolutely.
And like every time he moved clubs, they moved clubs.
Yes.
And then he was like, "We got the mansion," and I was like, "Oh, mansion, that's where
yeah,
I come in." That's when
right.
I was starting to go to clubs. So I was like, "Okay, yeah."
Yeah. And it just makes you appreciate it and understand the assignment. Like, you cannot skip any steps of this.
Exactly.
A lot of, when I first moved here, I was doing showcases every week. A lot of these artists that are bigger now touched my stage, and it's just so beautiful to see them have blown up. Lil Donald used to be at my showcase every week, jumping
hard.
off the stage. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like to see
hard.
these guys, but they were hitting all these open mics and showcases.
Mm-hmm.
And if not for nothing, it's good practice, and you might meet some right people.
Definitely gonna meet some people, because I meet people every time I go. So it's like all I'm waiting on is, that one that's gonna be able, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because I done did 3 shows since I dropped my album. And
How's those experiences been for you?
So my first show, it was lit. Like I really didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But like I brought a lot of people with me, so it was good that I had a lot of support.
Gives you that comfort zone. You got your people with you. Understood.
So then it was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool.
I can do this.
I can do this. So then it was like, like my second one, I didn't even think it was gonna happen. Shout out, Soul Asylum and folks over there. But,
so you know Capone?
Mm-hmm.
That's my dog.
Yep.
Shout out to Capone. I rock with you, bro.
Yeah, Capone helped me. He definitely, they let me, get up there and perform. So I definitely show love. I go to that every time they do one of the beat lounges. I'm there. Yep.
I have not been to one of the beat lounge yet. I've got to go. Just, when I first moved out here, I was doing a lot of work with Street Execs and Soul Asylum. I was hosting a lot of listening parties.
Okay.
And I did a lot of them at Soul Asylum when they was at their other location.
Right.
Off of like near Howell Mill. And me and Capone just built such a dope relationship. And then this place that they're out at now is just amazing.
I love it.
That's goals right there. I'm gonna get there one day, but it's like he's really went above and beyond to create, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful studios out here. I had somebody last night asking, where can I go to record? And I said Soul Asylum.
Yep.
I always send people over there.
Yeah, I love it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, and I got over there through Ali, so that's why I say
Okay.
it's like it's like a full circle.
Nah,
Eventually
for
you gonna
real.
meet, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And that's important. That's why I was saying at the showcase last night, artists, get out here and move around and introduce yourself, because you never know who you might shake hands with.
Exactly.
That could potentially, put you in a better position, or you might be able to help them out.
Exactly. Yep.
At the end of the day, we don't get our blessings from no man. We get them from God.
Yep.
So if you out here and you might help somebody, God's going to bless you in return.
Big God.
Big God.
Yeah.
What else can we expect from you, man? Coming up, what else you got in the works?
So I'm dropping a video for How I'm Feeling. That's on my latest project, Ladies Man. It's a song I made for my grandmama.
Oh, that's so
Yeah.
dope.
So I had to shoot
Is
a
she
video
still
to
with
that.
us?
No.
Okay.
Yep. So I had to make that for my grandmama. She died last year.
That's so hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's something so special about grandmothers, because growing up, they make sure you are good. That You're her baby.
Yep. And that was and like I still had all of my grandparents until last year. So
Really?
that one like really hurt, because like
Yeah.
I never lost a grandparent until I was 25.
Wow. Now that's a blessing
So
right
it's
there.
like, you know, like I really didn't know how to deal with that. So it was like hard.
And the thing about losing people close to you, like it gives you a totally different outlook on life. It makes you realize that one day we're all going to pass.
Yep.
That's the only guarantee in life. And I think it makes you hold on to your loved ones a little bit more and love them. So you got a song that's dedicated to her?
Yep. I'm about to drop the video
That's
today.
so beautiful. Oh, it's dropping today?
I'm going to drop it today. Yep.
Where did you shoot it at?
I shot it at the cemetery in Conyers.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I love that. Make sure you send me the link so I can check it out.
I will. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it on my Instagram and then I'll send it to you.
That is dope. That's really dope. Well, listen, it's a pleasure to have you here.
I appreciate it.
Make sure everybody knows where they can follow you and keep up with you on your social platforms.
Fredoneek on IG. Fredo and then Neek, because I know it kind of get a little difficult, but that's where I'm at on the IG, on the Twitter. Fredoneek, same thing, but that's where you can find me at.
Tell them where you came up with that name.
So, back in the day, right? One of my partners, like when he would say like the N word,
Yeah.
If he was excited, he would never say it. Like
Yeah.
he would say it was like you know, like. So then it was like we always just used to talk like that. So then it's just like when they see me, right? You know, like, so I just stuck with
You
it.
got your own little
I
slang.
just stuck with
It works, most definitely. That's dope.
Exactly.
I knew that there had to been a backstory to it.
Oh,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
a crazy backstory.
But it's also unique. Ain't nobody else out here gonna have that name.
Exactly.
And that's so important as well.
And that's why I stuck with it. Like they've been calling me that since I was 14.
It works. It works, most definitely. Anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to my boy Ali, man, Mr. PXL over there,
Ayy.
and everybody at the game, you know. So we just trying to come up, you know what I'm saying? We got a big group. Everybody got different type of varieties when it comes to music.
Yeah.
So as long as we stay focused and figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to move as a group, as an organization, we
Absolutely. You got to
Coming up.
move as a unit. And when everybody's involved, people need to know their role and annihilate that.
exactly. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because that's what makes a team. Everybody has their part that they play with. And not to say they can't venture out and do other stuff,
Exactly.
but that's what makes a dynamic team. Like you might be strong here, but somebody else is strong here, and that brings balance to your situation.
Exactly, and that's what we trying to, you know, because it's like if you never done it, you got to figure it out. So that's what we're trying to figure.
I love that. I tell people that all the time. I'm like, stop making excuses and figure it out.
Just figure it out.
Just figure it out, bro. Like, there's too many people making excuses. Like, you seen last night, we had an artist who's blind.
Oh yeah, he was up there doing his thing. You feel me?
Like,
he
I
didn't
don't-
care about that. He was up there doing his thing.
I don't want to hear no more excuses from any artist ever again. He was blind and like he was up there dancing and doing his thing. Then we had another artist in a wheelchair.
He was singing. He was singing like crazy.
I was like, bro, like to me that just really like motivates the hell out of me. Even though I'm not an artist, it just motivates me in life to say, man, if these guys are making it happen and they got a real disability, we can do it too.
Yep, and shout out Tampa Mystic and Bigger Rankers because we
appreciate you.
wouldn't even have been there. You know, like that's a spot that y'all put together for us. So shout out to y'all for that too.
Appreciate that. We doing another one in January. You know, we're gonna kick the year off like that, the new year.
I'm gonna be there.
Hey, I appreciate that.
I'm gonna be there. We're gonna be there.
Last but not least, we got Fredoneek checking in right here on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast.
Industries
Hey,
most
big Industry's Most Wanted.
Big Industries Most Wanted. You already know. Tap in. Come get up here with TampaMystic. It's where you need to be.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, I need to have you do an intro for me or something. You know what I'm saying? You're so natural with it,
can
but
do that.
I need you to let everybody know what makes you the Industry's Most Wanted.
I think what makes me the industry's most wanted is you ain't gonna find a sound like me. And I'm gonna keep it player. You know, I'm gonna still talk to the ladies, but it's gonna be like it's genuine and it ain't too many that's doing it like me. So that's what made me the industry's most wanted.
Man, that's a great answer. Absolutely. It's all about standing out, not trying to fit in. Give me
exactly.
some love one more time. Boom.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you. We up out of here, y'all.